Great question. So the answer is that it doesn't matter. You can do either way. And the thing is, if you divide both sides by 1/4 now, which is the same thing as multiplying by 4, right? When I divide, so for example, -4, I'm going to divide everything by 1. Divide everything by 1/4. So divide by 1/4, divide by, this is the way they're doing it, right? I think. And this is your question. So 1/4 divided by 1/4. 10 divided by 1/4. So remember, 10 divided by 1/4 is 10 times reciprocal 4/1. That's where you're getting the 40. And the reason they do that is because it's easier. Basically, you can do it your way. Your way is good. But look at the way they do it. Divide by 1/4. 10 becomes 40. -4 becomes -16. And now look what you get if you do that step first. You get a pretty easy inequality to solve. Now let's do it the way that usually we do the distribution. So that's why you're thinking we should do it like that, which is totally normal. So you're right if you do that, but here's the problem with this way. It's still mathematically correct. Everything's good. You're going to do 1/4 times 2m plus 1/4 times 2. And then I got to do 1/4 times 2. So 1/4 times 2 equals 1/2. Okay, so I got -4, 1/2 times m. 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. Plus 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. Okay, now here's why we don't want to do it that way. Because with this equation, or inequality rather, now I got to subtract 1/2 from both sides. I got to figure out what 10 minus 1/2 is, right? So I got to make 10 a fraction over 2, which would be 20 over 2. And same thing here. And then my last step after I subtract the 1/2 over and figure out what that is would be to divide everything by 1/2 or multiply everything by 2. And if you do that, you'll get the same answers in the end. So whatever this final result is, you'll get the same answer both ways, right? If you do it this way is easier. If you do it this way, you'll get that same result. It's just fractions. You just got to work with fractions, right? Because I don't really want to go 10 minus 1/2. If I can see that by dividing by 1/4 right away, we'll kill that guy, make him 40, make him 16, then I don't have to deal with fractions at all. In other words, I can get rid of this fraction right away. So to answer your question, your way's the way that you intuitively want to do it this way, because you're used to distributing, that's totally fine, as long as you can work with these fractions. But my advice would be to look for things that'll make your life a little easier. If you can see that dividing by 1/4 right away gives you an easier inequality to work with right here, then that's what you want to try and do. Okay, I hope that helps, but let me know if you have